Hi, we're into round 2 of the Visit Snowy Mountain Ski Australasia ski poll, and after this round we'll be down to 4 resorts, 2 in New Zealand and 2 in Australia. So the process of elimination continues. First up, well, we've got Perisher up against Mount Hotham. There'll be a lot of debate about this one in Australia. Both resorts have plenty of people who call those resorts home. Perisher, of course, the big sprawling resort, plenty of terrain, plenty of terrain parks, and of course plenty of snow. And it really does hold that snow. We saw that in 2013, the only ski resort in Australia that opened on the June long weekend and closed on the October long weekend. So even for that, you've got to give it plenty of points. Mount Hotham, on the other hand, has the steepest inbound terrain in Australia, plenty of variety, and all advanced skiers and boarders say when Hotham is at its best, it's very hard to beat. But how often does that happen? Not that often over the last few years. So just on consistency, I'm going to have to give this one to the big one, Perisher. Well, next up, Thredbo and Buller. Well, Buller, the favourite for the Melbourne ski fraternity, of course. Plenty of day trippers, and it's where many Victorians were introduced to skiing. And they really do cater for it with a great ski school, plenty of snow play, and then that terrain on the south faces, etc. When they're happening, some of the best and challenging big open terrain in Australia. Thredbo, of course, well, what can you say? It's got that beautiful alpine village, really unmatched anywhere else in Australia. It's got those long, steep runs, the best groom runs in Australia, and a spectacular grooming fleet, and has been the leader in snowmaking technology over the last decade. And also outside of that, plenty of beautiful open bowls with great tree skiing as well. This is a tough one, I should say, to toss up. I'm really going to have to give this one to Thredbo, not just because I live here, but just on the consistency over the last few years, and the fact when those westerly winds blow, it blows in so much snow, you can get half a metre of wind blown when all the resorts get absolutely zero. So on that one, I'm going for Thredbo. Well, this is going to be a good one over in New Zealand. We've got Cardrona up against the Remarkables. Ask any skier or snowboarder from intermediate up and they'll say, easy, give this one to Cardrona. Okay, and now we go. Again, it's a battle of the North Island and the South Island. Turoa up against Treble Cone. Now, Treble Cone is a big favourite for plenty of skiers. We all know about that terrain and the incredible views. It's situated up above the lakes there, and challenging terrain for any level of ski and boarder, no matter how much an expert you think or you really may be. Of course, Turoa up there on the North Island, long vertical, gets plenty of snow, but I just don't think it has that consistency that we see in the Southern Alps, and just those incredible views, those vistas you see down there in the South Island. Well, for me, that gives Treble Cone the edge over Turoa. Well, there you go. We've got 2 resorts left in Australia and 2 resorts left in New Zealand. And look at them, Perisher versus Thredbo and Cardrona versus Treble Cone. In both countries, these resorts are close to each other, and they really have that dogmatic fan base. People go, I can't believe you think Thredbo's better than Perisher. While in reverse, anyone from Thredbo couldn't even contemplate Perisher being better than Thredbo. Same happens in New Zealand, Cardrona and Treble Cone. 2 of the most challenging resorts, really close to each other, not far from Lake Wanaka, the feeder town, and really one of the most beautiful parts of the world. I expect my opinion to come down to these 2 battles will generate a fair bit of controversy, but don't worry about it. You might think something different, and who knows, none of these resorts may be in your top 4. We'll find out how things pan out as we continue with this Visit Snowy Mountain Ski Australasia poll.